Welcome to the channel. This is Go Gretty, and welcome to the 2023 Toyota Gazoo Racing Cup, round number 5 tonight. We are at the Nubergring GP Sprint Circuit. We're in the Group 4 Toyota Supra. Outstanding little car on this track, a little bit of drifting action, and a lot of fun. So stick around, check it out. All right, quick peek at the standings. I am currently 12th in the U.S., 14th in North America, and I need to replace that 254 with something better to hopefully climb up the rankings a little bit. It'd be lovely to finish in the top 10 or somewhere near there. I'm sitting 12th in the U.S. I'm pretty happy with that. Lobby opens up. Nice first split lobby. I need that 8th place to replace that 254 with something better. But like I always say, you can't do well unless you started off near the front with the qualifier. So, across the line on my first lap right away with, well, second and sliding down the scale. I need a really, really good qualifier here. If I qualify in the low 31s, I'm going to be super happy. If I qualify in the 30s, I'm going to be absolutely ecstatic. My first lap, a 31.779, trying to widen that line, cut it back right here, backside this corner, getting to third and powered up when I think I can make it out of the corner. Did it just about right there into fourth and back down third, second, first. Get the car to rotate back in a second. Could have cut more of that curb there. That would have saved me some time. So lose a little bit of time right there. Back into third to power out of the right hand. We're going to slam on the brakes here right before the 100 board and take it to the inside. Going to take that nice tight autocross line through here and power it back out the other side. Get on the gas as early as you are brave enough to do. If you get on too early, that back end and this little Yoda likes to come out on you. Early there, third gear, into fourth, powering out in fourth. Again, got to be careful to push this through the corner in fourth there. Probably should have kept third a little bit longer towards the apex before I got into fourth gear. But hey, making up time on my previous lap. That is good. Going to break at the 100-meter board, drop it down into second, cut the chicane, try and aim it across the other apex straight. Did an absolutely terrible job right there. Probably lost a couple of tenths on that chicane. I was like, I just felt like it was such a good lap. As I straighten out towards the straight, I look in my rearview mirror and say, oh crap, I got Prima Quartz behind me. That is my luck. Cross the line at the 31.423. Too much pressure on the next lap. I got out of the way of Prima Quartz. He ends up qualifying on pole. I end up qualifying position number 9 in this first slot top split lobby. Now, this is going to be a one-stopper. It's a 7X tire wear, racing mediums only, and 2X fuel, so no need for fuel. It is a grid start, and fortunately, for some reason, GT keeps putting my stinking car into traction control 3. So I had to hurry up and get to traction control, turn it down, let go of the e-brake, and got it off just in time. No traction control needed for the start in the Supra. It is a dog coming out of first gear. Get the map on, realize I'm about to run Grove Street off the track. So give him a little bit of room on the outside. Now I do not want to go too wide here into second. And then I felt a little push from behind. That was Robbie Heck coming through. Now Robbie is in front of me, Grove Street to the right of him. I'm going to try and slide in here behind Robbie, and just as I'm doing that, I just want to stay down the inside. I want to avoid getting run off the track anywhere. That's my goal. I don't want to get pushed in the sand. Don't want to push off the line, so I'm just taking inside lines everywhere I can. And boy, I tell you what, Apple Pop with a nice quick move around the inside of me, which is going to put me on the outside of this double apex right-hander. I'm like, I just want to slot right in behind Apple Pop. Don't want anything crazy to happen. I'm going to get over to the right-hand side here to get a good angle on the left-hander, and Real Racing just sends it down the inside, pushes me out wide. Prana V with a moment there. I go down the inside, look at him, and I'm just sticking on the curbing there. And it is 3 wide going through the right-hander. Unfortunately, Apple Pop finds the sand as we exit out the other side, and now it is a drag race towards the chicane between me and Real. Real somehow getting a little bit of run. He's got that slipstream from Prana V. Prana V giving that slip to Real. I was like, I need the slip back here. And then he cuts me off there, bumps me wide, so I do not get the penalty, thankfully, as we had a little bit of contact going into the chicane. Didn't quite leave me enough room to make it through that chicane, and gets a half-second penalty for, I'm guessing it's for the contact, because he did make it through the chicane safely. So now all I got to do is stay within the slipstream of Real Racing, and I can get past him at the penalty zone. So heading down into corner number 1, brake as late as I dare, get down into first, rotate it through in second, power out, get a little bit of the bricks on the left hand side there, just trying to use as much of the track as I can to stay in this slipstream. Now these tires I'm not too worried about in this stint, as they've only got to go 11 laps because I'm coming in at the end of 11. I got good enough tire wear to make the last 14 last. It's a close one for a lot of the folks in this race, for the people that were in the practice lobbies to get their tires last, but I was doing actually a pretty good job with the Supra, just keeping it really stable during the race and able to save tires pretty darn well. So I decided to do an 11-14. So that is the Gretty plan. Now, as we come through the right-hander, Real Racing gets off into the dirt a little bit, gets drifty coming down through the right-hander. I go just a hair wide, but I've got a really nice run on, get a Gretty pass as he takes his penalty there at the penalty zone. Now I've got Prana V Superstar up ahead of me. Need a good chicane. We'll take a look at it here in the cinema view. Going to try and cut that first part of the chicane. Get a little jump there. You want to straighten it out as much as possible so you can get on the throttle nice and early coming down the chicane, powering up here towards the right-hander. Then you want to get on the brakes and get it down on the inside. And then power out in third gear, pushing all the way wide out onto the curbing there. And now I'm within the slipstream of Prana V. So looking good here on lap number 3. I'm in the position that I started P9. I remember I need that P8 to get the 264. I need to replace that 254. That was my low score from before. So goal here, tire wear, and try to catch Prana V. So try and save the tires, keep the lap speeds as good as that I can do them while maintaining that relationship to Prana V. Maybe put a little pressure on, maybe get a mistake, something like that. That's the goal. So on to lap number 8. I've been hanging out right here behind Prana V for about 5 laps since we talked last on lap number 3. And I've got the pressure on. I'm feeling like my tires are a little better. I feel like Prana V is struggling a little bit as we're going around the course. I can see the car drifting a little bit more, and he's struggling to get the front end to tuck. You can see right there, I just can't get that front end to tuck in. And I'm able to do it without too much trouble. He goes wide right there. I'm knowing he's got a little bit of dirty tires. When you go wide through there, the tires get a little bit dirty. Now I'm going to get on the brakes into the double right-hander to see, once again, he's really struggling to get that car to hook up and turn through the corners. And he gets loose coming through the other end, giving me another opportunity to pull in a little bit closer. So as we head towards the right-hander before the long back straight, he goes in narrow. And if you take a quick peek at my tires, I get a really nice exit out of there and forth, because we're going to look here at Prana V's tires. As you can see, much worse than mine. Now I move off to the left-hand side of Prana V, heading towards the chicane. It is a drag race. We're heading towards that 100-meter board. Both get on the brakes. I'm going to slam it down the inside. I look onto my rearview mirror. He pulls out of the move. Smart life choice there by Prana V. He's going to let me slide on up in front of him. He's going to use my slipstream to try and pull him up towards VQS Hallman and keep his lap times improving, as he is struggling on his tires, as he does not have much rubber left on him. On to lap number 11. I've got a nice 1.7 seconds to Prana V Superstar, and I'm hoping that he stays out, looking at his tires, thinking maybe he can't make them last 14 laps. But he plays follow the leader and follows old Gretty right in the pits. Don't know if that was his plan or not. If he said, forget it, I'm just going to hang out with Gretty. He seems to know what he's doing. It happens every once in a while, folks. Every once in a while, someone looks up to Gretty and thinks, that's who I want to emulate. It does not happen very often, guarantee you, but it does happen on occasion. Very rare occasion. All right, brake balance back towards 1 to the rear. As I start the lap, I want to save tires big time on this stint, as I've got to go 14 laps on. So I'm going to switch between 1 to the rear, 2 to the rear, and sometimes will even be 0 to the rear depending on the situation. But I will drop it to 2 occasionally, just to move a little more of that rubber to the rear end, save a little bit the front end. Now, as you can see, Prana V's back in my slipstream, and I'm just under 2 seconds from VQS Hallman. So the undercut did work a little bit to catch up to VQS Hallman, but unfortunately he is so quick, I'm just not able to reel him in. Now the question is, can Prana V Superstar reel me in? Now, if you remember in the beginning part of the race, he was a little bit quicker than me at the start of the race, but then I came back on him near the back half of the race with the better tire wear. Now, great move here by Prana V Superstar. Gets a great exit out of the second part of the chicane, sends it down the inside into the final right-hander. A little bit of quarter panel action there, but not too bad. But then Prana V doing the snaky snake on old Gretty. I just stay over here to the left. I'm like, it's okay. I wasn't going to actually send it on him right there anyway. But then I looked down the inside just to make him a little bit nervous, just as kind of retribution or retaliation rather, for the snaky snake. That's one of the things that really aggravates me, is when people do the weaving all over the back straight. But it's all good, Prana V. It's all good. Exceptional clean racing going on here with Prana V Superstar, so I can live with a little snaky snake action. Now, on to lap 18. I've got to stay in the slipstream of Prana V because I know he is really quick, and I'm hoping that I can just stay within striking distance for when that tire wear does kick in. You can see how he gets on the throttle so early, he's causing the back end of that Supra to get loose. And that's how you're fast, is getting on the throttle first. First one on the gas is typically the one that wins. Now, you don't want to spend a whole lot of time slowing down in the corner before you get on the gas, but generally speaking, if you can get on the gas right there at the apex or right before, you're going to do a really good job. Now, if you look at my tire wear here on lap number 18, we look at Prana V, you can see he's already struggling a little bit with the tire wear compared to me. With 7 laps to go, I'm really hopeful that I'm going to be able to catch back up to him and put a move back on him, preferably before we finish the finish line for the last time. So will that happen? Well, you never know. Here we go. Lap number 19 in the slipstream of Prana V. I'm feeling okay. You can see brake balance on through there as we're heading into the chicane. Wanting to add a little more tire wear to those rear tires. Now, as we head into the chicane, you see Prana V takes a good chicane there. He cuts back to the right. Looks pretty good, but his rear tire just clipped the green, which means, and I don't necessarily agree with it because I felt like his tire was still on the track, but gets a half-second penalty for just nicking that green with his rear tire on that left rear tire as he crosses over the chicane. Brutal penalty at just a small mistake, but hey, red overhead is blood in the water, and well, I've got to reel him back in because I got to make sure when he serves that penalty, I'm going to be able to make the pass. Now, I know he's going to be pushing here because he wants to get out far enough that I can possibly not overtake him when he serves that penalty at the penalty zone. So I'm trying to be as smooth as I can. As you can see, Prana V goes wide there. He's really pushing hard here, trying to get on the throttle as early as possible, carry as much speed as possible, and I'm trying to keep myself from doing the same thing. I'm trying to just remind myself, just stay relaxed, stay smooth, hit your brake markers, hit your apexes, don't overdrive the car. That's what I just keep telling myself. So I come down through the double apex, and I'm looking pretty good as he gets loose again, heading out of that right-hander. And again, that's probably why Prana V's got a little worse tire wear than I do, is he's just pushing the car just a little bit harder. It's also why he's got a little more speed than I do. It's such a fine balance. We're trying to balance that tire wear and speed. He gets in a little bit of dirt on the exit, hits the penalty zone, moves out of the racing line. Thank you, sir, Mr. Prana V Superstar, for moving over there for me as I come on by and make that Gretty pass and move back into P8, the position that I need to be in order to get that 264 points that I am searching for. But can I hold on to it with 5 laps remaining here at Nubergring GP Sprint course? We'll see. I've got half a second back to Prana V, and he gets a little loose there coming out the exit, so that's starting to build, but I've got 5 seconds to VQS Hallman. So on to lap number 25, final chicane. Tires are feeling pretty bad, but I've managed to save a sliver of tire there to pull me through the last few corners. I've got about 7 seconds to VQS Hallman. He has pulled away from us. I got about 3 seconds back to Prana V, so able to pull away from him. Cross the line in P8. Really happy with that. Very good lobby here. Very good top split lobby. Factory team at Toyota giving me the old applause. They're pleased with my performance as well. Glad I could step it up for the boys and girls back at Toyota. 264 points replaces my 254, putting them in the bank. Hope you enjoyed the race. Hope you enjoyed all the action. If you did, please consider hitting that like and or subscribe button. Coming back, checking out some more. For myself, go Gretty. Y'all have a great evening.